I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
Security, first of all, that's allowing me to work legally. Before that, I would always find the cash paying jobs. It was really hard because you couldn't work without a social, so I was excited to drive with a license and stop, being fearful driving around without a license. I don't really know if I can put it into words. It's more of a feeling. It was just, I was really devastated. I thought the words like, I'm just gonna get deported. I'm not gonna be able to work. I'm not gonna be able to help my family anymore. I won't be able to go to school. Just all these things. It's like my stomach just dropped.
Well, the decision to rescind DACA sparked protests across the country, including right here in Chicago today.
What do we want? Protection for all.
Their message heard loudly and written clearly.
Undocumented and here to stay.
The streets soon taken over, marched from Federal Plaza to the guarded U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services field office at Clark and Congress.
Say that if I was an undocumented, I came here when I was 5 years old. What am I gonna do in Mexico when they send me back? I've been here all my life. Thank God I'm not, but I do put myself in their shoes. Then when the union got involved and we got lawyers involved, they stopped it. But it was already too late because they had already fired 23.
Let's keep plugging along. I gave you all information about the Gary City Council, the Airport Authority Board.
What I've said in the meeting today and elsewhere is we can only take responsibility for, our area, our region, right? I mean, as Chicago Jobs with Justice, we're not going to be able to shut down deportations across the country, but we can and should take the responsibility for trying to shut down deportations at Gary Airport, an airport over which Chicago exerts a great deal of influence and control, and historically always has.
Nosotros somos las personas, tenemos el poder. Power to the people. America great.
To all the dreamers that are here in this room and in the city of Chicago, you are welcomed in the city of Chicago. This is your home and you have nothing to worry about. Chicago, our schools, our neighborhoods, our city, as it relates to what President Trump said, will be a Trump-free zone. You have nothing to worry about.
Every Friday between 10 and 12, an airplane, World Atlantic, lands in the Gary Airport, awaits the buses coming from Kankakee with immigrants on board in order to deport them. And usually there are two, I call them ghost buses. They're quite frightening. And these buses arrive and the people in them are shackled, and they have to climb the steps of the airplane in shackles, and then the airplane goes to Kansas City, picks up more immigrants, goes back to Brownsville, Texas, and pushes people over the border.
Depend
Not a lot of people are aware that this is happening. So, you know, when I first started trying to get the word out to get people on the bus to go to Gary for October 6th, a lot of people had no idea that these flights are happening and that people from as far away as Milwaukee and elsewhere are on these buses going to the airport and being flown out.
This is a small airport in Gary that has no passenger service, but is controlled really through an agreement between the City of Chicago and the City of Gary. And as of April 2017, the only Freedom of Information request that was honored, I found out that 19,501 people had been deported from the Gary airport up to that date.
This regime of deportations has no place in Illinois, in Indiana, you know, where people are clear about what they believe.
It is certainly immoral for a city that has 90% of black folks. We have a history of slavery to have anything to do with deportation or detention of immigrants. So because it is morally reprehensible is why we are involved in the campaign.
They don't come here to be criminals. They're not criminals. They're here to work and to have make a living.
I really did. I didn't know if I was gonna get deported soon or should I just like save everything I have and just wait until I use it whenever I go back to my country, and just my family depends on my income.
And I will continue to fight for those deportations. I really don't want to see any more families separated and all these people sent back home when they have nothing.
What would happen if you were deported?
I would be a stranger in a country that I don't know. I might have been born in my country, but I don't know anything about it. My family depends most on my financial income. It's just gonna be broken. They depend on me.
All of the rhetoric and ideas that are being promoted right now about, you know, that are racist and xenophobic, you know, have to be confronted head on right now, directly, because if you let that go, it doesn't get better. It does not get better. That gets worse. Everything that's ever happened in human history tells us that that gets worse, unless you're making a conscious choice to make it better. And we have to make that conscious choice.